Good morning, everybody. That's how we greet each other usually. Good morning. Thank you. So today we're going to be discussing a topic that's close to my heart and to a lot of the people that we're surrounded with here today, the Rio Conventions. We often see that the issues of climate change, biodiversity loss, and desertification are treated in silos. We're here to break those silos here today in interactive formats. So if you thought you were going to just sit here, chill, listen, that's not the drill for today. We're going to be active. We'll be talking to each other. And we'll be exploring how gender is at the center of all of these three topics. So before I get into the whole sort of schedule for today, let me first welcome you on behalf of CTCN, the Global Forest Coalition, the Feminist Action for Climate Justice Action Coalition, and Women Engaged for a Common Future. I'm very thrilled that you're all here with us today, and we have an exciting lineup of very short speeches before we dive right into the topics. Now, for a little bit of a disclaimer, we will be taking photos and videos at the event today. If you're not comfortable with being photographed or your video being taken, please come talk to our communications person here. Yes, waving, yes. I will try to, do our best that you're not visible in any of the footage. We really value your consent in taking photos and videos here today. Secondly, it's very important to us that this feels like a safe space where you're able to share some of the stories, be able to share your expertise on topics, and that it's also a brave space at the same time where we feel comfortable speaking up. And so I also have asked our facilitators at the table here today, as well as note takers, to ensure that you all have a comfortable experience. And if you don't, I'll be also walking around. You can always come to me as well. So without further ado, I would love to now welcome to the stage somebody who I think embodies what we're going to be talking about today. I would love to invite Hindu Umaru Ibrahim to the stage to welcome us and settle us into the topic today. Please give a warm welcome.
Merci, ma sœur. C'est ma sœur de l'Afrique centrale. Good morning, everyone. It's really a great pleasure to be with you. As she said, my name is Hindu Umaru Ibrahim. I'm the chair of the UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, and I have been the co-chair of the International Indigenous People Forum on Climate Change since Paris, when we get like the first time 5 references of indigenous peoples, and through all the way that coming into the COP28 and now. And currently, I'm advising also the COP29 presidency, as I did advise the COP28. And to our subject, I'm advising also the COP16 of the desertifications, and when also I did negotiated with indigenous peoples, COP16 in biodiversity. So as an indigenous woman, for us, like when we see this kind of topic, we say like, finally, peoples are really getting it in. We never divided the climate, biodiversity, or the land convention, because when we say desertification convention, people think like, oh, I don't have desert in my country, I'm not concerned. But it is a land convention, and everyone have land, even in the Arctic. When the glaciers are melting, people have land and have land issue. So I think it's very important that we start to put the synergy that people are saying. Let's talk about synergy, but to put the synergy in practice. Because when you go in a land that you are implementing a project, you are not responding 1 square miles for the climate, another square mile for biodiversity, another one for land. Everything is interconnected. And we all know, as we are in the climate negotiation, even we cut the greenhouse gases today, we are not going to be in 1.5 if we do not protect the nature. So we have to protect the nature. We have to restore the land in order to keep our climate safe. And that's why what we are doing as exercise, maybe it is an exercise we are seeing, but it's not only an exercise. It is the way forward that we are giving to the 3 convention secretariats. It is the way forward we are giving to the 3 COP presidency. It is the way forward we are giving to the implementation that we are calling for. We need action, and we can do that only if, of course, women are so big number, because women are the one who are implementing on the ground. And also if this group that include all constituency is present and acted properly. And let's play in this exercise, but let us not play with our life. So we do that as really to enjoy ourselves, but to change the future. Because we can do that in a very funny way, not in a very bracketing the wording and arguing about the comma and full stop. I thank you.
Thank you so much. That was the perfect introduction to, yes, the exercises that we're going to be doing today, but the reality that we live in. We don't experience biodiversity or climate change or desertification in silos, right? So why are they not integrated, and why are they not linked as much as they should? So to further dive us into the topic, let me welcome to the stage to first dive a little bit more into the intersection between gender and climate change. Hira Amjad to the stage. Welcome her.
Hi everyone. So as I've been following whatever is happening over here over the course of last week and a half, there are 2 things that are coming to my mind right now which are linked to this conversation. The first is, I'm a storyteller, so let me tell you about a town that I visited a couple of months ago and a couple of years ago. So it was a beautiful village. Absolutely beautiful, lush green waterfalls in the middle of the mountains, and it's no longer there. It was washed away in 2022, and some more of it was washed away last year and this year once again. So this is the kind of loss that we are experiencing in Pakistan and in our side of the world. And it's heartbreaking for me to know that I can't visit that village. It was very close to my heart. And the people who have relocated as climate refugees from there, they have testified, especially the women, that it has impacted their ability to be fertile and their desire towards fertility. And that is the intersection that we are talking about here, that how it's not just connected to biodiversity or desertification, it is also connected to the sexual and reproductive health and rights of women. So these intersections, the intersectionality of it all is the key word here that we are trying to bring to these spaces, but it's not being part of the negotiations. I was there yesterday and they were fighting over the word urgent and further. If this is not urgent, I don't know what would be urgent. We are dying in our side of the world. Our species are dying. There is a whole community that is not there anymore. And I don't know how more we can stress towards the urgency of the demands that need to be on the table, and how these constituencies, these presidencies need to stand up and take action. And I'm going to take my leave now with this point that I really want to stress here, that this crisis is interlinked and the solutions also need to be interlinked. We need to not work in silos, but collectively, and together we can hold the line, and we have been doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for indeed showcasing that this is our reality. It's not something that should be bracketed. Now, let me welcome, I don't see you in the room. There you are. Dear Nayan Kiblagat, to tell us a little bit more about the work on biodiversity and what's biodiversity, how that's linked with gender inequality. Please welcome her to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nayan. I come from Kenya. an indigenous organization called the Paran Women Group, and I'm here on behalf of Women Engaged for a Common Future. And today I'm discussing about biodiversity, the connection between women and biodiversity. Biodiversity is a very, very crucial thing because women are the ones who take care of biodiversity. And we all know that without biodiversity, we are not there. When we come, it is our food, it's our shelter, and it is our medicine, and it is our everything that we depend on in our lives. When we come to food, we know that women are the ones who preserve the seeds because we cannot do agriculture without seeds. You can dig the land, but you can miss the seeds. But women have that knowledge. They have traditional knowledge to preserve their seeds and plant and get food for their families. Also, we know that women are the ones who do restoration. They restore the environment, they conserve, and also they take care of the forests because they know that they are the ones who are impacted negatively if they don't do so because they are taking care of everybody. They are great caretakers. Another thing is they are custodians of traditional knowledge. And we all know that traditional knowledge is very important. And women are the ones who hold this traditional knowledge, and this is what has been working so that all women are moving forward because of traditional knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear. And now finally, it's my pleasure to welcome Veronica Luna from Argentina. Please come to the stage, give her a warm welcome.
First, sorry for my English. Good morning. My name is Veronica Luna. I am from Argentina. We have been working for 20 years with the rural and indigenous communities and mostly women organizations. The growing demand for transitional minerals is deeply impacting indigenous communities in Jujuy, Argentina. The lithium extraction in Jujuy has ignored the 3 prior and informed consultation process, violating indigenous people land rights. Indigenous participation is crucial for a fair and just transition. We consider that no energy transition without rights. The government of the province of the Jujuy approved the parcel of the provincial constitution and the may change to the regulation on the fiscal land, water management and environmental conservation, causing lack of protection and legal insecurity for indigenous peoples regarding their ancestral territories. For example, to produce 1 ton of lithium, 2 million liters of fresh water are needed and lost. Women play a vital role in the development of action of land rights. They are the front line of defense of the community rights.
Thank you so much to our 3 first speakers. And whilst I did box you into a little bit of a topic here, you can see already from the speeches that it was quite impossible. We touched on so many different subjects already, from energy to water to food security to sexual health and reproductive rights. We cannot treat these issues in silos because we don't live in a siloed world. So that is why we're going to be discussing different topics today, but at every table, feel free to make the connections, right? You're not siloed here in this space. So let me welcome you to your table facilitators. So, you know a couple of them already from their pitches. So, Hira Amjad, I'll ask Aishka Najib also to give a little wave. Yes, thank you. And Nayan Kiplagat, and then Francesca Troppman and Yamila Chungwane, Veronica Luna, and of course Hindu here at the front. So, let me go over the structure by going back a couple of slides. So we did the first part already. We listened to 3 of the pitches. You are already sitting at an expert table. You will engage on the topic of discussion so that your group leader is an expert in. And then after 10 minutes, only they will get up and rotate to go to the next table where they will again discuss their topic of expertise. So participants, you don't have to move when your experts get up. They'll do the moving for you. And then after, again, 10 minutes, we'll rotate a final time and you will have been able to discuss all 3 topics at your table if all goes well. So, to guide you in your conversations, we have 3 guiding questions. Feel free to, explore your topic at your table, dive deeper into a story. But what we're here to discuss is how does gender intersect with climate change, biodiversity loss, and desertification? How can we improve synergies between the 3 Rio Conventions? And then how can local or feminist or women-led organizations help to support that collaboration between the 3 conventions to address interconnected environmental challenges. So without further ado, get right into your conversations. We'll have a dedicated note taker at each table, but you won't be personally quoted. So have fun, engage, learn from each other, and I'll be intervening with an annoying microphone in about 10 minutes. Feel free to discuss. Hello, everybody. I'm afraid that was already 10 minutes. It wasn't 3. I'm very sorry. I would like to ask our moderators of the tables to please get up and move to the next table. And I'll put it on the slides. So please make sure you're at the right number. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm very sorry. Oh, I hear a sigh. I'm so sorry. We have another roundtable discussion to go, so I kindly ask our table moderators to slowly get up, make your way to your final table for your final discussion. Hello, everybody. We have come to the end of our conversations at the round tables. And I want to thank you all for so actively participating. I had the pleasure of sitting at that table for 2 rounds, and a lot of beautiful conversations came about. And I would really love to hear from our table moderators, so I kindly ask to the stage to give one key reflection on the conversations that you joined and something that you will be taking forward in your advocacy here at COP29 and in the future. So can I kindly ask our moderators to come up stage with me, and I'll give you the microphone for like a little maximum 1-minute pitch, but we're running out of time. So please join me on stage, don't leave me hanging.
So here are 2 more microphones if needed.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
One more, maybe we can pass it over.
It's fine,
Okay,
we'll pass it
okay.
on. Yes, all right. I'm gonna pass on the microphone, which is always dangerous because then some people hang on to it. But please give me your key reflection of what you're taking out of your conversations today.
Ok. Voy a hablar en español. Creo que fue muy interesante en las 3 mesas en las que pude participar, cómo se valora el rol de las mujeres en la defensa de la tierra y no, o sea, en la defensa de la tierra, pero también como en la conservación de sus territorios, de las formas de vivir en los territorios. Creo que es importante la consulta libre, previa e informada de las comunidades para poder desarrollar cualquier actividad que sea en sus territorios. ¿Quiénes mejores que las mujeres y quienes viven en el territorio para decidir qué hacer en él? Así que creo que es como un pequeño mensaje. Eso. Gracias.
So the biggest message or lessons learned is that women not only defend the land, or they have to work the land, but they are defending their territory, they are defending their culture, heritage, and also it's important to recognize the role that women has there and the importance of the public, informed and free consultation, especially for the mining work in Jujuy, in Argentina, with the lithium.
Thank you. Yeah, big round of applause. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. I think the conversation has been great and we have had a lot of wonderful discussions. It was wonderful to learn that everybody is concerned about biodiversity, and we have all have seen, according to my observation, that everybody knows that when we don't have biodiversity and when we don't protect our biodiversity, no life. And today our takeaway, we want to demand funding to women so that they can do a lot on biodiversity, because our biodiversity is our life. Thank you.
Thank you. You can pass it on to the left.
Hi again, everyone. So one of the themes that has really emerged for me from all 3 tables that I have spoken at is there is a lot of power, a lot of hope, and a lot of courage in the local knowledge that needs to be preserved. And we see powerful initiatives and interventions to protect what we hold true, that is life, and we all come together. And when we give power to the communities to design solutions and to suggest what works for them. So we need to go back to the communities is something that has emerged for me, and we need to continue to hold the line wherever these power structures stop us from empowering the communities. So more and more power to the local communities, local knowledge, and the women who are at the heart of these solutions that we are seeing everywhere. Thank you so much.
It was too much experience. I really wanted to have all my day doing only this kind of exercise, by the way. Thank you all, team. So I realized that everyone agreed that women are the bridge. Women can do the work from the international level to build this synergy, to the local level to show this synergy evidence, and to run that to the policies, to ask for the coherence into the policies. And we also know that the women and gender constituency can do a lot through the 3 conventions to make the change, but only if we come together. And we have to do a common positions to demand. We cannot demand a different need from the separate conventions, and we cannot also demand a different at the local level. We need to ask what we need at the local level to guide the principles at the international level. And I think the one I love, like how we really can go beyond the 3 Rio Conventions, because the decisions are taken beyond the 3 Rio Conventions. So we really have to walk outside of our box to change the mind. Otherwise, the 3 Rio can work, but it will be very difficult to implement.
Okay, so I had like really fierce tables that I went to, so it's super hard to sum it up in 1 minute, but I'll try my best. Something that was like really that stood out to me, and I know it will resonate with the room, is that the same systems of extraction, exploitation, patriarchy, and capitalism that is going against the nature, that's going against the planetary boundaries, is the same one that's raging the violence on our bodies, on the bodies of women, gender diverse people, and marginalized peoples. So I think we need to create that interlinkage on the systems that we're fighting, that we're looking into a systemic transformation. And one of those examples that a colleague from Latam region gave is the Escazú Agreement, and how they bridged the 3 Rio Convention into a regional and national law with the Escazú Agreement. So there is concrete examples out there for us to look at. And also to go beyond the conventions, such as the Convention on Chemicals, to talk about mercury and how that's affecting women. And the second thing, we talked about funding, yes, but funding in the intersectionality. Because funding is also often siloed just for biodiversity or just for desertification or just for gender. But if we look at the statistics, we know only 0.01% of global philanthropies goes to climate change and gender equality that is being addressed together as an intersectionality. And the third and last point is on how we need to talk about care, work, and care economy across the 3 conventions. Because care comes in different forms. Care comes in the terms of taking care of the land. Care comes in terms of taking care of peoples, but care also comes as a informal work sector that is never addressed, that women carry on their backs, and often is used as a buffer zone when countries are impacted and hardest hit by the climate crisis, hardest hit by biodiversity loss. So when do we start addressing care work in the Rio Convention to create more of a gender responsive and transformative conversation there? Yeah, that's all.
So thank you all for this discussion. So my big reflection was that women are disproportionately affected by the climate change, and yet they are one of the key change of this of the solution of the climate change. So it's important to us to start adding gender equity in the governmental plans and start to make solution of that. Thank you.
Yud and I are doing 30 seconds each because we were doing the tables together. But yeah, I think just to add to that biodiversity, whilst it can feel disjointed, and to be honest, all of the conventions are so closely interwoven, I think the intersectionality really came out in the discussions today on how important it all is, and the lack of biodiversity equals gender inequity, and with more and more biodiversity loss, that disparity becomes bigger and bigger. And so restoration efforts and what you were saying earlier with grants and funding across both sectors, and to be honest, across it all, to create that cohesive environment where you can do both at the same time, because you can't do one without the other. You have to have both, for instance, for us, biodiversity with gender equity to be able to succeed. And that kind of goes across all of the Rio Conventions.
All right. Thank you to all of our speakers, table moderators. Thank you for making it a nice place for everybody to share their ideas. And our note takers did their best to capture as much as we could. So we hope to write a recap article of this event. And I would love to be able to share it with you. So if you want to share your contact information with us, kindly come find me. And we'll make sure to send that out when it's ready. But please give us some time because you know how hectic COP is. I really want to urge everybody to keep this conversation in mind as you enter COP again. Let's not look at this as silos. Let's make sure that gender equality is at the heart of what we do here. Let's make sure that we don't forget about the intersection with biodiversity loss and desertification, because they aren't siloed issues. So with that, have a great rest of your morning, and thank you very much for joining. And we would love to have a group photo with everybody. So you see the one we did last year. So please come to the front and we'll take a little picture. Thank you so much.